You think you know how the world works? You think that this material universe is all there is? But what if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
Hi, this is Nicholson 1968. Welcome to my new project, Lucifer Through the Looking Glass. Going to connect some dots here for you in this video. Things that I'm going to touch on. CERN, Mandela effect, or quantum effect. Going to touch on that. Also, I'm going to make this statement to you guys that are new out there to my videos. If you've not seen any other videos from me, you need to watch other ones to catch up to see, because this one might be a little hard to grasp at the time. And I'm going to say this also is, and I've always said, the elites have a language all of their own. They deal with numbers, symbols, they deal with things backwards. They communicate in other ways than we're taught in schools, because knowledge is power, and that's the way they communicate. And what I mean by that is, just because you don't understand it doesn't make it not a language. And what I mean by that is, an example, I don't understand Chinese, but am I going to go tell a Chinese person that his language doesn't exist? No, I'm not. It means I just don't understand it. Just like the elites have their language. Just because you don't understand it does not mean it does not exist, because it quite well does. So I wanted to get that out of the way as we move forward here. Next, I want to share a quote from Sergio Bertolucci, Director of Research and Scientific Computing at CERN. Quote, "The Large Hadron Collider could open up a doorway to an extra dimension, and out of this door might come something, or we might send something through it." That is a direct quote. If you don't know what CERN is, like I said, you need to do some research. The people that follow me, they already know what CERN is and CERN's about. But I want to share, that's a quote directly from them, a doorway into an extra dimension. The next clip I'm going to play you is a direct quote from the founder, one of the founders of D-Wave quantum computing. It's Eric Ladazinski. And if I mispronounce some of these names, sorry, but you need to hear this clip. I'll leave you with this clip and I'll be right back, but I want you to hear directly what he says.
Hey everybody. So I'm gonna tell you a crazy but true story about the nature of your universe. So you may have heard this word quantum computing. It's often, people have the misconception that it's some kind of newfangled supercomputer. It's decidedly not that. Quantum computers allow us to access hidden features of nature, new dimensions, and if we can access these sort of hidden dimensions at scale, we could have unimaginable computing power.
So you heard that in his own words, tapping into dimensions. So you got two companies here, you got CERN and D-Wave, tapping into dimensions, trying to bring stuff in, send stuff out. This is real companies. This is not movies, guys. It's not science fiction, guys. It's real live companies on the face of the earth. D-Wave Systems, Inc. is a quantum computing company. They're based out of Canada, okay? And just information for you. Like I said, I'm going to connect some dots here of what you need to be paying attention to, what the enemy is up to. I've been telling you this for a long time, people that have followed me. It plays into transhumanism, playing all artificial intelligence of artificial world, artificial intelligence, everything. It's coming together and what the enemy is trying to build. Okay, the D-Wave 1 was the first one quantum computer based on their prototype, which is the Orion quantum computer. Now what I'm going to say here and throughout this video, names mean things to these guys. They don't just randomly, willy-nilly pick a name out of a hat. They name things for deeper meanings. Orion is picked for a reason. So the name means a lot of different things to a lot of different people around the world, religions. Orion is a hunter, a mighty hunter in Greek mythology, also known as Nimrod in some translations. He was also the architect of Tower of Babel that were trying to be like gods, and the creator had to destroy it. Here you go. In the ancient region of Aram, the constellation was known as the Nephilim. May have been Orion's descendants. You understand the connections here of Nephilim. What are the coincidences of things I have been sharing and other people who have been sharing of the fallen, the watchers, the offsprings known as the Nephilim? What are the coincidences that they would name something? This technology is not human. It is from another realm. The fallen, the Nephilim. I've been sharing a long time this technology. What are the chances that they're going to name their first computer prototype the Orion quantum computer after this? When you start looking behind the names, you start seeing what they're saying. So Orion, in astronomy, in the Muslim astronomy, Orion was known as Al-Jabbar, the giant. So there you go, the sword of the giant, the Nephilim, the men of renown. So see, this is why it's important to understand Genesis 6:4 of the Nephilim. They are not the sons of Set. It is the Nephilim. The elites do not want you knowing about Nephilim watchers. They don't want you reading other books and information. They have you scared to put these pieces together of who is at work here and their technologies and what they're doing. Part of my intro to this video was based on Westworld. Some of the clippings there was taken from Westworld, which is a new HBO TV series. It is inspired by a 1973 film of the same title, written by Michael Crichton, about a futuristic theme park populated by artificial beings. That's right. It is a whole world designed for entertainment. Nothing is real, with artificial beings, which, a little spoiler here, is the artificial beings within this world become conscious of unaware. And so that's for the masses to watch. That's just a TV series. But I'm going to make the connection here with what is really going on with this technology is building an artificial matrix per se, artificial worlds here filled with artificial beings, transhumanism. It's all done with technology, and where things are we are being led. Humanity is being led down a path because the enemy wants what God has. God has his own kingdoms, temples, us, humanity, whatever. He wants to copy it, counterfeit it, and he cannot do it organically. He just has to play on whatever the creator creates. He has to tamper with it and make it his own.
You can't play God without being acquainted with the devil. The problem, Bernard, is that what you and I do is so complicated. We practice witchcraft. We speak the right words, and we create life itself out of chaos.
And you can say you don't believe in that or whatever, but here's the thing. When you start researching secret societies and the elites, when you get down to the roots of these secret societies, you will find Luciferianism and Satanism, rituals and magic, every single one of them. So you can say that, I don't believe in Christianity, but you believe in a New World Order. You're totally missing it then. Because that's like saying, I don't believe in a flood. Okay, so I don't want to deal with a flood. I don't believe in the flood. But the elites are filling up sandbags. They believe in the flood. They believe in Christianity. They believe in Jesus Christ and a creator. Whether you like it or not, when you start doing research and getting deep behind everything, the spiritual side, that's where you're starting to put things together. So HBO was asked what was their idea behind putting out Westworld now in 2016. What was their vision for it? And their quote was, "A dark odyssey about the dawn of artificial consciousness, the future of sin." There you go, folks, in a nutshell in their quote. Now, speaking of important names that are given to certain things, that we've established this and we're going to move forward with it, it's very important when we look into CERN that one of their detector devices there is named ALICE, which stands for a Large Eon Collider Experiment, ALICE. Basically, it is a detector. It's designed, they're looking for a state of matter thought to have formed just after the Big Bang. So that lets you know they don't believe in creation, they believe in the evolution Big Bang theory. But the reason they call it ALICE, okay, let's just take, for instance, connecting the dots. Alice Through the Looking Glass just came out this year, released by Disney, okay? And like I said, when they pick a name, they do not just pick it out of a hat randomly. Alice is a code name for the elite, for Lucifer, Satan. Most of the time that it is used in movies for Alice, notice Alice is always the hero. Or Lucy is another one. Lucy is the hero. Almost all the time they twist it. But let's just take Alice Through the Looking Glass that was released this year, 2016, May 27th. This is the tagline for Alice Through the Looking Glass. Alice returns to the whimsical world of Wonderland and travels back in time to help the Mad Hatter. Okay? Now, for people that watch movies, you know, no big deal. People that are researching CERN, you know, Alice, that's just a name or whatever. But when you put things together of what is being told to us, okay, what are we talking about? D-Wave and what CERN themselves in their own words are trying to do. Tap into dimensions, bring things in, send things through. We are talking about time travel with particles, matter, okay? Alice Through the Looking Glass with this movie is trying to do change events. Alice is trying to go back in time to change events to save the Mad Hatter, Top Hat. Freemasons are known for the top hat symbolism. Okay? Listen to what I just said. Alice, Lucifer, Satan, going back in time, messing with time, quantum effect, trying to mess with dimensions. He knows his fate, he knows time is not on his side. So you have to change it, mess with it, do whatever you have to do. It is inevitable. But nonetheless, trying. Alice Through the Looking Glass. Going back in time to change events. That is the movie. That is the general gist of Alice Through the Looking Glass from Disney. And it was based on the original Alice in Wonderland, Alice Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll back in the 1871, when it was, came out as a book. Okay, so for them to pick that name, Alice Through the Looking Glass, or just Alice in general, should tell you something. So I know there's people out there now going, wait a minute, Nicholson, that's just a movie. It's a Disney movie. It's innocent. The connection's not there. Okay, let me switch gears on you. Let's get back into the real world. Alice Bailey. Who was Alice Bailey? Alice Ann Bailey, born June 16, 1880, died December 15, 1949. She was a writer of more than 24 books on theosophical subjects, is one of the first writers to use the term New Age. Okay? Also, I'm going to tell you that she, along with Helen Blavatsky, founded the Theosophical Society. Okay? Now, what you're looking at is their seal. Look at their seal, where the snake, the Ouroboros, is going around eating itself. Just that alone. Look at that. Now we're going to go to Zern. Okay, look at Zern and Shiva. What she's doing, look around her, what's going around Shiva. It's the same thing. And that's what is hard when you're researching, is some of these religions, and I'm talking even Christianity. I am not a organized religion Christianity person. I do not go to an organized church at all. I just listen to the Holy Spirit and what shows me, and I share that information with you. But that's what's hard, is the mixing of religions, science, everything is just thrown together in a mix like a pot. Some of it's true, some of it's lies, and it's hard to decipher sometimes without the Holy Spirit. And that's what I'm showing you this, okay? So let's move on. What else was Alice Bailey part of? Alice founded Lucis Trust in 1922. So let me tell you, the Lucis Trust is big time supported by none other than United Nations. Per their website, the Lucis Trust has consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations. Okay, guys? So the United Nations is being consulted by Lucis Trust, and the name behind it should tell you something. Also very interesting, Alice Bailey also founded a publishing company. The name of that publishing company is Lucifer Publishing Company. Okay? So I'm just telling you, got to make the connections. What looks one way on the surface, when you get behind things, then you dig deep down to the root, you find out how bad it is and what's being twisted. And it looks like good to people, but it's really bad. You know, that being said, let's go back to Alice in Wonderland. Of things that look innocent on the surface, when you look deeper at the symbolism, it's telling you, you know, a message. You'll also notice that in the original Disney adaptation cartoon of Alice in Wonderland, 1951, she's wearing an apron. That is symbolic also. The Freemasons, Masonic order, all wear aprons. That is for a reason, because when they feel like when they come before their God, they present their deeds and their works. They're written down, put in the aprons. They are buried that way. There's other cultures that have done that throughout history as well. The Egyptians, you notice, they'll always have aprons. The Babylonians, Mormonism, which there's another division of Mormonism that believe in transhumanism. And this is what you also have to understand for everybody that is researching this kind of information and why the elites do what they do. Listen very carefully. They believe a lie. This one lie is what revolves around everything they do and why they do it. They believe Adam and Eve were held captive in the garden, that were held back from their potential. It wasn't until Lucifer, the serpent, the old snake, Satan, whatever you want to say, shows up, shares the knowledge with Eve, okay, whatever this knowledge is, that enlightens them to become their own gods. Through technology, that's what they believe. Man will become their own gods through knowledge and technology in the future.
Mormonism is, above all other things, an immersive discipleship of Jesus Christ. That's not so much a religion about Jesus as it is an aspiration to live the religion of Jesus. This gospel is to trust in change toward and fully immerse both our bodies and our minds in the role of Christ. To become gods and saviors, to console and to heal and to raise each other up together. This is the heart of Mormonism. This gospel of Jesus Christ underlies Mormon transhumanism. Mormons situate ourselves today in what we call the dispensation of the fullness of times as a time of great advancement in knowledge and power, when we should expect the sciences to flourish. Immortality is physical, it's embodied. There is in Mormonism this notion of progressively improving bodies as well. Our scriptures have this idea of a transfigured being receives a certain quality of body, but then a resurrected being receives an even better body, a more robust body. I am a transhumanist, not despite my Mormonism, but rather I'm a transhumanist because of my Mormonism. My Mormonism mandates transhumanism. Our scriptures require implicit transhumanism. And many Mormons are transhumanists not because we were trying to find a solution to fix our religion. Our religion led us to transhumanism. We feel a spiritual mandate to engage in transhumanism.
So let's move on. Now also notice the white rabbit. As always shown, he is always shown holding a clock. It's about time. The white rabbit. The magician. Let me pull a rabbit out of my hat. The top hat magician. Freemason of the magician. There's magic and there's miracles. And you better figure out which one is which. It's symbolism. What we're talking here, guys, the manipulation of time, the magicians, the builders, Acts 4:11, the builders who are rejecting the true cornerstone, which is Jesus Christ. I'm telling you that you need to figure out what they are trying to attempt to do and build. And it goes to transhumanism, artificial matrix, internet, all of this. It's not make-believe, guys. It's real stuff. So let's go back to the movie Lucy. In this movie, the main character, Lucy, is put under the knife and a form of drug is put into her that causes her to evolve rapidly. The mind, knowledge is increasing. She is becoming quantum. She can see dimensions. She can see through dimensions. She can move time forward and backward through this knowledge, through this drug, which is symbolism of, just like the garden, knowledge that was given to them so they can evolve to become their own gods. They can manipulate time backwards and forwards. All of the knowledge everywhere, all the time, copying the Creator, omnipresent. In the end, she becomes one with the computer system, the network, part of the hive, everything, everywhere, everything. Exactly where we're being led down the road of transhumanism and beyond.
I can't remember much before all this started. Sometimes I feel like this has been my whole life. Running. My name is Alice, and this is my story. The end of my story.
So let's take Alice from the Resident Evil movie franchise, which is based on video games. In this movie, Alice is the hero. She has to struggle against the Umbrella Corporation. The reason that is picked, Umbrella Corporation, it is referring to the days of Noah returning. rain, umbrella. Every time you see Rihanna with umbrella, Jay-Z, Rain Man Cometh, this is the language. Rain Man Cometh, the days of Noah returning, Umbrella Corporation, her struggle with it and working it. But they spin it as she is the hero in these movie films. One of the things she struggles against is the people in it are hive mind. Things that we're speaking of, the conspiracy communities here, they have a hive mind. They have to investigate an artificial intelligent computer called the Red Queen. Does that sound familiar? Because also in Alice in Wonderland, the enemy is also the Red Queen as well. So, I mean, it's based, I mean, you see the connections here, what they're trying to tell you. In this movie franchise, there's cloning, there's everything that we're talking about in this conspiracy realms that people think this stuff is science fiction. And it's not. It is stuff going on. They want you to believe that it is science fiction, that it's only in the movies. But the people that are doing the real studying, that know about CERN, D-Wave, and myself, that look into it deeper, it is parallel. It is going right down the center for those who are inquiring and awake and trying to find the truth, and the people that are asleep are thinking it's just movies and music videos. So you never figure it out. So you've got, again, we go back to Resident Evil. Alice is the main character as the hero here. I find it very interesting also that Alice's character is suffering from amnesia all through the movies series, that she, through as she evolves, she starts remembering things that had been erased from her memory. So she's got a little stuff bleeding through. And it's interesting that we're talking about the Mandela effect and quantum effect, call it whatever you want. If you look on YouTube, you just type it in, everybody has a video on it. And I've kind of sat on the sidelines with it. But when you start researching what CERN is trying to do and doing, and D-Wave as well, things are bleeding over into this realm. Whether it's not science fiction anymore. I just showed you what they're doing. Whether you believe that or not, then that's on you. I'm just sharing information. Also, what I'm going to share is a video that I made that is affected by the quantum effect of bleeding over. Part of it's changed, part of it stayed the same. And I'll share that later on in this video. And you can unsub, you can kick and scream, you can do whatever you want to do, that it doesn't exist. And I know there's some people going to be mad out there, big YouTubers and channels, whatever. You know what? I don't care. I am sharing truth with you. I am giving you information of the enemy and things that are really happening. I'm the guy who told you years ago about transhumanism. I was in the beginning of this, that everybody thought I was crazy. Now I'm sharing this information with you that people think is science fiction. See, people thought transhumanism was science fiction, and downloading your consciousness into another vessel and cloning it. Guess what, people? Look where we're at. I'm trying to give you a warning. Start building an ark, because it's coming. And if you don't want to, and you think I'm an old crazy man named Noah, and when the flood comes, I'm sorry, I can't help you. So, I mean, here's another, I'm going to go on. Here's another website. It's called Alice, Artificial Intelligent Foundation. Okay, now Alice and the AIML free software. And what that stands for is the Artificial Intelligent Markup Language. It is a chat robot software that you can install. And this is what I'm talking about. Why would they pick Alice for the name? Their logo is a New World Order pyramid, Luciferian, with a capstone hovering above the pyramid, waiting to be placed down to put into place. Just put it all together, folks. I mean, this is what I've been telling you. There is real intelligence from the Creator, and then there is artificial intelligence from Lucifer, Satan, Alice, call it Lucy, call it whatever you want. It's code name. And these organizations operate that way. They pick those names. So this is another website.
What if the biggest events of our past
Jesse Owens. He takes the gold medal.
never happened? This fall,
May 6, 1937.
if you change the past,
This guy went back in time to rewrite history.
you change the future.
That's not supposed to happen, right?
This could alter the present in ways we can't possibly predict.
Timeless. Mondays this fall after The Voice on NBC.
So in the middle of this project that I'm working on, Lucifer Through the Looking Glass, which I started about a month and a half ago, rendering it, editing, this comes out, Timeless, brand new, coming this fall. Protect the past, save the future. What are the chances, guys? This is what I'm talking about, is they're telling you they have to, they're showing you through movies and media of what is going on, and they are laughing and mocking us, thinking that, I mean, that's one thing they're doing. They're mocking and laughing, thinking we can't figure it out. Number two, it is a test to see slight changes, how the masses react, if the masses are asleep or if they're awake, where we're at in our awareness of our surroundings and where they have us. And you can believe that or not. But I'm going to stop here and I'm going to play another trailer by Timeless and just listen to it. Everything that I've showed you, just listen to it. Even the hero's name, I want you to listen to very carefully, as I've told you. I can't make this stuff up, folks.
Tomorrow after The Voice.
Lucy Preston, Homeland Security. We need your help.
You're telling me this guy went back in time?
I think someone who loved history would want to save it.
The time has come
He's trying to destroy the past. It's our job to protect it.
because this season's big hit is finally here.
Figure out what you're fighting for, and you'll be okay. We've met twice in one day. Do you believe in fate? Fleming. Ian Fleming. Dude, James Bond just hit on Lucy. Maybe we can change things for the better.
You need to understand who you're dealing with.
We're gonna find the bomb.
Working on it.
Where did this glowing clock come from?
This is hard to believe, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. My name is Buck Rogers, and this thing came from outer space.
Timeless. Premieres tomorrow after The Voice on NBC.
Well, there you go, guys. Timeless TV series. The hero of the show, Lucy, involves time travel, the changing of events, everything that I've shared with you. So you can either sit there, believe it's just, entertainment in Hollywood, or it's really going on and they're showing you something. I tried to make the connections for you. Zern, real life company. D-Wave, real life company. Programmable matter, real life stuff. Think about that. Matter that can be programmed, can shapeshift, replicate itself, reproduce. Real life stuff. You connect the dots of what's going on. Or not. You can still live in pretend world, think it's not going to happen, and it's not happening. For you doubters out there, though, I saved you the best part and the best shot coming up. The company that makes the time machine within this TV series, wait for it, Mason Industries. That's right, Mason Industries. Make the connections. That's all I'm doing, connecting the dots. I also want to share this with you, just kind of just throw that out there with the Alice connection again. We're going to read Revelation 20. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, the old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, so you know that scripture, Revelation 20. Satan in chains. So let's flip it. Alice in chains. So knowing what I just told you in the codes, you understand what the elites are saying. What this group, Alice in Chains, is really referencing is Satan in chains. And they are a rock group. They have man in the box or man in the cube symbolism. That name, spoken of the cube worship, man in the box, a lot of different things, but I'm not going to go down that road with this group. But the code names tell you things. So I just wanted to make that connection with Alice in Chains, what they're referencing to without coming out and saying it. What I'm going to share now is a video of mine that is changed by quantum effect, the bleeding through of different realm, spirit realm. And you can believe it or not, I'm not here to convince you, I'm just going to share the information with you. After watching this video and other videos, you know I'm very meticulous. I'm not the greatest in spelling. I know I've misspelled some things. But again, I'm not a shield, and I don't have a paid person sitting here editing my videos and, numerous people in the studios for me. No, I'm just a simple guy that has a regular job, family, 9 to 5, that I put this together in my spare time when I can fit it in. And so when I put a video together, I title it a certain way, I do a thumbnail a certain way, for a reason. It's not just something, okay, that looks good, bada bing. People who have followed me know this. And what I'm going to touch on is very touchy. I didn't want to even go there with this, but when it affects my video, then I need to speak out. And what I'm speaking about is this Mandela effect. And I've been watching from the sidelines, just, I see a couple of videos here and there, everybody's talking about it. And the first thing I want to say is Mandela effect is very hard to prove because of dimensional time, quantum theory. It's very hard to prove, depending on who you're asking and depending on where you're from and cultural beliefs. It really is very hard. And it's a very touchy subject, but I'm going to touch on it here only because it affected my video, and you can be the judge of it. If you go to my video I published December 17th, 2013, it is still there on Nicholson 1968. I'll leave a link. It is published on my website, same day, December 17th, 2013. And this was a video that I did music. And for you guys that don't know and haven't followed me for a while, I remix music, I produce music. It started because YouTube was blocking some of my videos, claiming rights to some of the music, even if I had permission from, Ryan Farish is one of them that would give me permission. But then they would still block it. It was just ridiculous. So I started doing my own music. This video, it was called Find Me in the Streets with No Names But Don't Trespass Mix. And what I did was I took landscape in the background, and I'm going to play part of this too. Landscape in the background. The music was an instrumental from U2, Streets That Have No Names, same kind of beat, and took that, and also I got James Earl Jones doing Bible, King James Version Bible on CD, mixed verses in with it. And at the end, I purposely put in the Lord's Prayer. And the reason I did that was the words of, forgive us of our trespasses, and for those who trespass against us. Okay, so in the King James Version now, it says debts and debtors. So you be the judge, and people who have followed me, and you can go look at when I started, on YouTube, just YouTube. I started in 2007. When I do a video, in the title, I purposely put things in the title to kind of let you know what it is about, and it's a little catchy name or whatever. I try not to do a bait or switch, like I name it one thing and then you go there and it's about something else. I don't do that. I'm not about subs, I'm not about views, but I'm trying to tell you truth and information. So this video, I named it purposely, but don't trespass mix. And so you take the information as you will. Even the thumbnail, it's even the artwork, it's on there as well, still from 2013. But as you listen to the video, and I'm going to play the end part, it's changed. So I'm not losing my mind. You know me, for guys who follow me for years, guys and girls, I purposely named it this. And for you out there that are screaming and kicking about God wouldn't allow that or whatever, you need to go back to the drawing board. There's a strong delusion that is promised to come in Revelation. There's also people out there screaming, oh my goodness, he said my words will never pass away. Yes, his spoken words. It's not talking about in a book, because you can burn books, you can burn most anything physical is corruptible. You know, you can scream to the high heavens, you can unsubscribe, whatever you want to do, but I'm just telling you. That's why it says in the end times, God will write his words upon their hearts. He's not going to write it on their Staples notebook pads and in a book. That's not what he's talking about. And the reason I speak to transhumanism and everything that I'm speaking to goes against a lot of the church beliefs, that they view me as a heretic or a shield, whatever you want to say. But you know what? My track record speaks for itself. Again, go back and look at some of the things I was talking about, and then you go to look at other people's stuff. You know, I'm not the only one, but I'm just telling you, you better figure out who's copying who and who's telling you the truth in the beginning. You know, I'm not screaming. Remember, I was not the guy screaming 2012 the world was going to end. That wasn't me. I wasn't the guy screaming in 1999 that when Y2K that the world was going to end there. Nope, wasn't me. I'm not that guy. I'm telling you of the iron and clay, the tech and flesh, the mixing with the real temple of God, the things that are coming that are underneath the radar that most don't see. They're too worried about a nuclear bomb dropping and all of the other things that are distractions of what is headed, you know, for humanity.
But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
My brothers and sisters in Christ, now let us offer together the prayer our Lord Jesus Christ taught us. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. The Lord be with you.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.